The U.S. Speaker of the House is in Singapore, where she's met with that country's Prime Minister and President. Nancy Pelosi is leading a delegation to Asia, and there's speculation the tour may stop in Taiwan. China views the island as a renegade province and is warning Pelosi to stay clear of it. The CBC's Magda Gebrselassie is in Washington watching this story, and that warning from Beijing today was pretty blunt. So what could be the impact of that controversial stop?
Yeah, well, essentially, they don't want her to make the trip, and they're threatening that if she does, there could be forceful measures taken. Now, Pelosi's trip to Asia started, as you said, with Singapore today. There are other stops expected later this week in countries like Malaysia and Japan. And publicly, Taiwan isn't on the schedule, but there have been several reports saying that she's expected to make this trip, and it really is adding tension to the rising tensions between the U.S. and China. The issue is that under its one China principle, Beijing claims Taiwan as a territory. The island, however, is self-governing. And now the U.S., of course, doesn't support Taiwan's independence, but it does support the island's ability to defend itself. The U.S. has close ties with Taiwan and also has ongoing concerns over China's military activities over the Taiwan Strait, which is crucial to international travel. Now, with Pelosi expected to make this trip, the spokesperson for China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs says this will damage China-U.S. relations, it goes against the China One policy, and that it would lead to a very grave situation and consequences. So here in Washington, John Kirby with the National Security Council reacted to that. Take a listen.
There's no reason for the Chinese rhetoric. There's no reason for any actions to be taken. It is not uncommon for congressional leaders to travel to Taiwan. It is very much in keeping with our policy and consistent with our support to Taiwan under the Taiwan Relations Act. We shouldn't be, as a country, we shouldn't be intimidated by that rhetoric or those potential actions. This is an important trip for the Speaker to be on, and we're going to do whatever we can to support her.
Yeah, so that reaction there ongoing. Now, if Pelosi makes this trip, she would be the highest ranking U.S. lawmaker to make this trip since 1997. And in the backdrop of all of this is just coming days after a call between the U.S. president and China's president. So Xi Jinping warned Joe Biden not to play with fire when it comes to the One China policy. So all of this is leading into the speculation that Pelosi could be making this trip to Taiwan.
Thanks for this, Magda. That is the CBC's Magda Gebrselassie in Washington.